Today we're going to be talking about how AutoMate integrates with Amazon Web Services. While there are many competitors in the cloud computing landscape, one of the biggest players is Amazon. Amazon Web Services, or AWS for short, is a collection of remote computing services that make up their cloud computing platform, offered of course over the internet. So let's see how this works. So now let's open up one of these tasks that I've created earlier. We'll right click on this guy and we'll go to Edit Steps. And basically what's happening now is it's opening up that task in Task Builder where we can actually work with the specific steps. If we look down here in the Amazon folder, you'll see that we support a wide gamut of Amazon Web Services. We have EC2 or Elastic Compute Cloud. We have RDS or Relational Database Services. We have S3, which is Simple Storage Service, along with SimpleDB and SQS or Simple Queue Service. The two that we're going to focus on today are EC2 and S3. Elastic Computing is a web service that provides resizable compute capacity in the cloud. It's designed to make web-scale computing easier for developers. So let's see how this all works. So for this example, why don't we spin up a new EC2 instance? I've gotten us started already by dragging over this first step. Inside this EC2 action, you can see there's plenty of things that you can do. You can, of course, launch an instance, start, stop, terminate, list images, work with the volumes, work with the snapshots. There's a lot of functionality that's kind of built right into the software. For create session, basically that's the login step. So you'll need your access key and you'll need your secret access key. Once you've entered that information, let's drag over another EC2 step. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to specify launch instance. So we'll select that. Under here, you'll select the image ID that you want. And then you can, of course, specify with the instance type based off your needs. The last thing you'll need to do is specify the security group and the key pair name, both of which you can get from your management console. Once all that's done, scroll down here, go to credentials, and then this time specify session-based because you've already logged in step 1. Now the last thing you want to do is log out of it once you're finished with everything. So this time we'll come down here to end session and then click OK. So now for the moment of truth, let's actually run these steps. Let me drag over the management console so you guys can see. So as you can see right now, we don't have any running instances. What we'll do is we'll come here, we'll click on the run where it goes through each one of the steps. And then now let's come back to our management console and then we'll refresh it. And as you can see now, the new AMI ID is being created with the appropriate type and everything. So now all of that information is here and it's going to be running. So let's get this out of the way. So while we're here, why don't we just take a look at Amazon S3 as well. So let's disable these 3 steps that we had earlier. And now let's drag in this S3 action. So as you can see inside here, again, we had to create an end session to log in and log out. You can, of course, work with the buckets, creating new ones, getting a listing of all the buckets, as well as putting objects, getting objects, and so forth. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to, again, create a session. And now we're going to put in our access information, so our public, and then also our secret key. So once we do that, click OK. Now that adds our very first step inside here. Now the next thing we need to do again is drag over another S3. And now let's put an object to our bucket. So we'll select put object. Inside here, we'll specify the file that we want. So let's just grab a file off my desktop. And then now what we'll do is bucket name. Let me kind of pull this console over for you guys to see. So this is the buckets that we have inside here. So we're just going to specify this network automation bucket as where we're going to put the file to. So let's drag this over. So we'll say inside here, network automation. And then inside key name, we're just going to call this demo file 1. And if we scroll down a little bit, go down to credentials, again, we'll specify session based because we've already logged in step 4. So we'll click OK. And then again, just as good practice, we want to log out. So we'll specify end session. And we'll click OK. And then so now what we'll do is let's run these 3 steps. And it looks like the put was successful. So what we'll do is let's drag over that box. And now let's again look inside our bucket. And what we'll do is we'll click refresh. And now we can see that here's the file that was uploaded, this demo file 1. All right, so now when we're finished, let's move this over. As you can see, it's really simple to set up powerful integration in Amazon Web Services using AutoMate. Though we didn't actually cover RDS, SimpleDB, and SQS, they all behave in a similar manner. Essentially, you're going to be opening a session, running whatever processes you need to do, and when you're finished, you end the session. Up to this point, we've been primarily talking about Amazon Web Services by itself. However, the power of AutoMate is really how it integrates with all these other components. For example, if you were to pair the AWS actions with the schedule trigger, you could easily kick off new instances at a certain time, say Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 p.m. or something like that. In the same way, if you were to use the file systems, you could easily monitor and check for files that you uploaded or downloaded from your S3. Now, if we actually go look in the task builder, you can also integrate with various components here. So for example, inside the file systems, you can work with the files that you've uploaded and downloaded from S3. You can use our Exchange actions, FTP, to manage those. You can even integrate with our database actions that way. So that about wraps things up. We thank you so much for spending your time with us. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us. Our contact information, sales@networkautomation.com.